Good, af- good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, or wherever you are. Welcome along. You were turning it home with me. Uh, as always, we have our helper, Doug, and I bring him in, and he can say hello. There he
Hello.
is. uh, so I hope you're all having a good morning, or afternoon, or evening, whatever it is. Uh, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You probably guess. Steve announced a hashtag yesterday, some sort of a VASE or VASE, whatever you want to call it. And with your interpretation was mentioned, so I don't know where to do the lace stop bit or not. We will see as I go along. I might decide to do it and I might not. I might just make it a nice shaped vase. We'll see what happens. So I have a ice, piece of log. Uh, it's roughly about 7 inches long, about almost 4 inches wide. So I will endeavour to get this into the chuck, and Doug can tell me who's joining us today.
We can do it. We can do it. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful, bright, sunshiny morning here in Kentucky. It's still early, but it is bright. Somebody named Paul Finley is at the top of the chat. Gerard the French Turner is in. Hello, Gerard. Good to see you. Um, some ugly guy named Doug Miller is here. I don't know him at all. Never heard of him. Chris Dodds, hello. How are you? Todd at Glen Cove Springs. Let's see, said Chris. Let's go right on down. Clint at Wood Dancers. Hello, Clint. And Door 60. Hello, Andy. Mike Evans. Good to see you today. Um, seems like uh, there's more. There's more. I just gotta get down here. Brian Best. Hello, Brian. Twisted Pete of the Trees is here. Hello, Pete. Good morning to you, sir. Robert Boltwood has come in. Hello, Robert. Vinny Charlton. Hello, Vinny. And Roger Kent. Hello, Roger. Good to see you today. And I am at the bottom of my list. If I missed anybody, let me know, and I'll be glad to shout your name.
Well, welcome along, everyone. Thank you for coming over and joining me this afternoon, or wherever time of the day it is with you. I really appreciate that. So, as I said, hashtag month again, and it's some sort of a vase. Uh, I was going to do something totally different and then changed my mind this morning when I came out. So, we're going to go with this hashtag theme, and I don't know if I'm going to go with the full lacing up bit. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, for the hashtag week, it was split vase with lace or zip.
So, this is a
If,
wee bit off balance because there was a big limb coming out of this end. So, I'm just turning the speed down a wee bit because it's vibrating a wee bit. So we'll get this to the round.
Ruby Claire has joined us. Hello, Ruby. Glad to see you.
Right, we'll stop and have a wee look to see what we're. up against. So we'll get that big. There's where that limb was coming out there. So still a wee bit of arc. So we'll just remove the rest of it.
Got some nice grain lines in it already.
Yep. How are we? Look. Right, I think that's all the bark off. So, this is a wee bit dumpy still. Even though it's been laying outside under cover for nearly a year, maybe 2 years. I just brought that in this morning to cut it up on the bandsaw. So, just it feels touch dumpish, but anyway. So,
Good deal. Malcolm
uh,
Douglas is in. Hello, Malcolm.
I'm welcome.
Remind me, Paul, what kind of wood is that?
It's piece of ice.
Ash. Okay.
A piece of ice. It's just a limb off the branch of a tree.
Sure.
So there's plenty of branches and figure and stuff and all and that. So we give this an RV run over. Now I can get the speed up just to tidy it up.
Gerard just got a new Axminster Evolution powered respirator today. Very good. Very good. You're going to like that.
Yep. The big hole in the pocket.
Big hole in the pocket, but your lungs will feel so good.
Yeah.
And
Right.
sinuses and everything else.
So shape wise, I'm just going to remove some timber and see what it tells me. It usually talks to you. I don't like that shape, or do you like that shape? So we'll take some more timber away of this.
Yes, Ruby. I was mentioning that before. That's a pretty piece of wood.
So all I'm doing is removing timber here. We're not trying to go for any shape. It's just want to get a sort of an outline to see if it looks good enough to go with. So yeah.
Mm.
Take a bit off the top of this.
Todd is saying there's a YouTuber he watches that doesn't own a spindle roughing gouge, claims he doesn't need one. Yet Todd thinks that they are such a versatile tool, and I think you're right, Todd. But the other guy's right too. I have one that I use. Y'all have seen it. It's a big monster of a thing, and it first time I tried to use it, right after I got it, I didn't like it, and so I didn't use it for many years. And just recently started using it, and I'm using it quite a bit. When I do spindle stuff, if it's spindle orientation, I use it all the time. So it works very, very well. It is very versatile. You don't need one, but it's a great tool to have. And in the right hands, if you have it good and sharp, you can do a lot of things with it. George said his hole in his
Okay.
pocket's not a big hole. Got money from the staff for retirement. So very good. Still waiting for the boss's golden handshake. Uh, like it'll ever happen. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Gerard.
So
Sometimes the
I'm
boss
just
is not
so
very
I'm
good
just going
about
to
that.
use the Jacob's chuck here. We'll drill a hole down the center of this. Just make sure that's seated well into the piece. I'll get a Forstner bit. Uh,
While he's doing that, let me just say, if you guys, if you're not watching uh, Steve and getting this hashtag week idea and jumping in on that, that is a great way just to get some creative juices flowing. I find that it gives me ideas for other things quite often.
yeah,
Um, but it also challenges me. Okay, here's something very specific. So I've got not it's specific, but it's open enough that you have to interpret for yourself. And so, yeah, it's just a way to challenge yourself. Can I have a preconceived idea and jump in there and do it instead of just throwing a chunk of wood on the lathe and what does the wood want to be? I've done that as well, but challenge yourself to do something very specific, like this idea. Do a vase. That's not such a big deal, but then if it has a natural void or big crack, or if you put one in, Steve had to cut his in yesterday, um, and then either lace it up or zip it up. Um, it sounds like a hokey idea, but if you watched Steve's live yesterday, you saw a very nice little vase.
yeah, and you can choose to paint it or not. It's
Yeah, yeah,
Stevie said it's your interpretation of the piece.
right. Steve is a color guy. He's gotten where he almost doesn't do anything. It doesn't have color added to it. And so he did his inside with gold ink and the outside with red ink, and then he used a gold lace that he
Just
or a
want to get
gold lacing that
extension
he
for that.
put on it. It came out quite nice.
So the Forstner bit's not long enough, so I get the extension on it to let me in a wee bit deeper.
And I think he said at the end there, Paul, if you might remember, um, it doesn't have to be a vase. It could be any vessel
Yeah.
with a opening in it and laced up. Basically, is what he said. Laced up or zipped up, either one.
Uh,
Vinny started
right.
his hashtag piece this morning. Oh, had to strip your tailstock down. Oh my. I had to do that twice last week. Still not convinced I have it solved, but it's better than it was. Robert said he uses his spindle roughing gouge till it's nearly the right shape. I understand. I understand. I've done that several times. It's a very good tool.
So you don't want to extend your quill on your tool rate, the tailstock, because if you get a jam, you got to end up bending it. So I like to retract it and then move the whole tailstock forward.
mm.
Oh, well, talking of jams, we just jammed up. There we go.
There you go.
Let's see if I can blow some of these out. Oh, my bits come off the end. How
Pete
am I
said,
going to
"Yeah."
get that out? Oh, this is going to be fun, this.
Oh, the actual bit still stayed in.
Fortunately, your bit's still in it.
Okay. Yeah, Pete said, "Make something broke, then tie it together." That's exactly right, Pete. Make something broken, tie it together.
Come on, turn.
Gerard has a question.
Yeah,
Fostner bit extensions, are they the same or does it depend on what kind of Fostner bit you have?
there's different ones.
Yes,
This
there
one
are.
is, it depends on the size of the, what do you call it, your Forstner bit. Uh,
hmm And the back end of those Fostner bits are shaped differently. So yeah, it does kind of depend on your Fostner bits as
right,
to
I'm
what
going to have to do
extension you
a
get.
bit of turning here to get this out. Just
Oh.
going to try and go down the side of it here. It's
Hmm.
not feasible, but we're just going to have to do it. It won't come out. I think it is a bit damper in there, and that's why it's.
You're right, Todd. Saw it here first.
Yep.
Actually, no, I saw it. I saw Wayne the Woodturner do the exact same thing.
These are
Uh,
the things that goes wrong when you're out in your own shed by yourself and not knowing what to do.
if if you're all by yourself, you can throw things, but
I'll try that.
Pete says dibber time in his workshop. 90% spindle rough and gouge, 7% skew, 3% 180 grit.
Hmm.
There you go. It's that 180 grit Rob special gouge is what he says. Got to support Rob. Yes,
Still
he's
not
got
enough
mouths to feed.
freedom around that.
Yes, Malcolm. Different size diameters, also different shapes on those extensions. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yo, clap everybody! I got
There
it.
you go. There you go.
uh, right. Let's
Yeah,
see
some
what happens.
the Fostners with I guess most of them have a straight um,
Yeah, some of
shaft
them
on
have
them.
the
So go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry.
see the actual. I'm going to put this in the pliers because it's warm. Where are we? Overhead. The quill on it. Sometimes it stops here. Okay, you can see it there, and
Hmm.
sometimes it's a full shaft.
Right.
Okay, so if it's step back like that there, and you buy the wrong size extension for it, it's not going to go in properly because the actual uh, extension for it it's bigger.
Hmm.
So there is different sizes there, and it depends on what Forstner bits you have, you know. So you have to really look at the size of them and before you buy the actual piece
Right.
extension, you know.
Some of them will have a flat section on them.
Yeah.
Um, some of them are octagonal. I'm kind of running through my head all the different Fostner bits I've seen, but
This bit doesn't want to stay in there. Let's go. Oh,
I don't have an extension either. So, and those connect on in different ways. Todd's given us a history lesson here. Fostner bits were patented by Benjamin Fostner in 1886, a couple days ago, 140 years ago, almost
which
150 years ago.
I can't get the Allen key into the wee screw, grub screw, jam packed with wood. Just that's
Yes,
it.
Gerard. Yeah, some have a hex sides, some have just one flat side, so a set screw can go against it there. Usually, yeah, Malcolm. Usually they're round. Um,
So the actual extension I bought for this for myself is the wrong size, and
mm,
if you're hollowing it out and you don't want it to stay the same size, you can more or less get away with it. So I did order the wrong size initially, and it's just off center, but
ah,
it'll
yeah.
it'll do your hole if you're trying to hollow something out. It'll start it. So just take a wee bit easier. I don't want it jamming up again.
Ah, Pete said the extension shafts that he had were imperial, but he got some new bits and they're metric. So the extension wasn't big enough. He drilled them out or it out a half a millimeter that was needed to make it fit. That's a great idea, Pete. For those folks who have one that's just barely too small, um, yeah, it's kind of like the dome jaws that are rounded, and so Pete had the thought, let's drill a hole down through there, bring them up together, run a drill bit down through there, and that'll give them a bite. Now, if we can just get the company to do it, everybody will be great. And for you folks who use Nova chucks or Nova acceptable chucks, Nova has just come out with a set of dome jaws. They're not quite available on the open market, I don't think yet. They will be soon.
Good idea to hold on to the chuck as you withdraw the drill out of the hole.
Yep, yep.
Because it can dislodge it out of Morse taper. And then the next thing you know, you have a big bit of metal swinging around at you.
Yeah, yeah.
I seen that
Andy,
happen one night
Andy,
at
the
one of our
woodwork
demos.
Andy, the woodwork intermediate has joined us. Hello, Andy.
Hi, Andy. Right. So that's it's not overly big, but it's not centered on the actual center. But you
Right.
have two grub screws to tighten down, and you get away with it for now.
Yep.
So where were we? So I'm about here. That's far enough for this. Uh,
Todd was asking if I had confirmation. Yes, Todd, I do have confirmation of it. Like I said, they're not available on the market yet, but they are coming. They're developed. Um, I'm assuming what they're doing is stockpiling, so that they when they do open it up, they have enough. But yes, I do have confirmation of that, along with two other jaw designs. One of them is called the Hornig jaw. Jeff Hornig designed it, submitted it to Nova, and they have they agreed it was a good design, so they named it after him.
just getting rid of that dust. Right, so we'll hollow this out a wee bit, tidy it up because the hole wasn't very straight. So I've just got a spindle gouge here.
Oh, oh, there you are. Froze up for a second. It scared me.
Right, I think I don't want to go any wider than that. Actually, I can take the rest off the outside, get the thickness I want. Let's see. Maybe take a wee bit more out of it. Just widen the mouth of it a wee bit. Okay. So sanding, we'll do a wee bit of sanding on the inside of it, and the safest way to do that is with a stick. Uh-huh. With a bit of Velcro on it. So I don't
Malcolm.
know if I'm going to color this or not. We'll see when I get the final shape of it. Uh, to where it wants to be. I have another piece of that over here. Yeah.
Malcolm was trying Pete's idea of drilling out an extension bar and got the drill bit stuck in the extension bar. Metal stuck in metal is quite a bit tougher than metal stuck in wood, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I had a 3 Morse taper on my old lathe. It was a really old lathe, and I got the extension for it to put in 2 Morse taper in it because everything I had was 2 Morse taper, and I put the the what do you call it, the extension to bring it down to 2, and
Oh, uh huh.
the whole thing gets stuck in
Ah,
in the gear, and no matter what I done, I couldn't get it apart again. I tried everything, freezing it, heating it, throwing it up and down the garden. It just wouldn't come apart. In the end, I took a liner angle grinder down one side of it to cut it to see if it would release it. No, it wouldn't. So I ended up it went in the bin. That's where it
I got it.
went.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes things happen like that, and there's nothing you can do. Let's see. The paper come off. Oh. So probably that's good enough because there's nobody going to be looking down the end or feeling down the inside of it. It's just a demo piece. But obviously, if you're making it for your club's competition or something, you spend more time on it and sand it properly.
Oh, sure.
But we'll just sand it to where I can reach comfortably without putting your fingers anywhere in danger.
Yeah. Andy suggested that Malcolm heat the extension where the drill bit is stuck, that the extension should expand quicker than the drill bit. Yeah, because it's insulated by the extension.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Well, I thought that too. Mine didn't work. I
Yeah, yeah,
freezing it too. You know.
yeah. You may have galled it in there a little bit, and
Yeah, I think
that.
what has happened was it slipped at one stage and it's heated it up,
Mhm.
and the two have binded together somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
So wee bit of timber to take off the neck of this, and then to shape the bottom of it, and we'll give it a bit of color. Uh, give it inside of that a wee taste of sand sealer while it's there.
Yes, Andy, I think you're right. All welded it together. When it spun,
Yeah.
it doesn't take long. Um,
No, I was surprised how stuck it was. Even with the
yeah.
angle grinder cutting it, it was
Mm,
well together. Like
yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
coming apart. Okay, that's
The
we.
Bosch, yeah. Pete's using the Bosch wave fasteners right now. Um,
Uh, where's my?
the everybody I've seen using those right now, Pete, um, just they just love them. So yeah, as I continue filling in, I just buy the fasteners. I bought a little small kit, only goes up to 1 inch. Um, but then I needed one, whatever that is, 2 1/8 or 2 1/4. I can't see it from here. Anyway, as I buy more, I may very well go with the Bosch. Uh, they look to
Okay,
be
so
extremely nice.
I'm putting this wee cone on the end of the live tails slot here. I'm
Yeah,
putting as Pete said, you can use a tennis ball or a piece of wood. So I have that cone on the end of my live center. So and it all it's there for is to give me a bit of support because it's so far from the headstock and it'll stop with a
sure.
vibration. You know,
Personally, I like the cone a lot better than a tennis ball.
especially if you have one that's sort of the right taper for it, because
Right?
it's
Sure.
not only going on the edge of it, it's going down here a wee bit.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
it works for me, so that's
Yeah.
why I use it.
And
You know,
a tennis ball is not a precision made thing. You can have very easily have different densities in that tennis ball, so it doesn't truly conform to what you're putting it into. You can see those tennis balls do some strange things once in a while. Yeah, Malcolm says he has the Bosch bits. They do stay sharp a long time. They seem to cut faster. Um, that could just be my perception of them, but that's what they look to me as I see people using them. Seem to cut faster.
so I'm just bringing it down the neck of this a wee bit, and I will stop it and withdraw that. Just check it with my fingers to see what it has there. It's still got a good bit of timber. I probably could take another cut off it. Mm-hmm. I'm just using the bull gouge here for this. I find it works all right. That's why I'm using it. Just check it. The wall thickness again. Oh, that thing's falling off. Yeah, that's still good. So we're getting right and thin at the top end, but there's still good timber down around the middle and as you go down. So we'll take a wee bit more off the bottom part and just change back to spindle gouge, using the wing of the gouge just to remove some timber. Right, let's see. I need to change this over. Just trying to get some shape into the bottom part.
All right.
Just trying to reduce that curve in the neck. I'll try my round nose scraper. I like using the scraper sometimes to get the profile I want. And that's not it.
Robert says he's going to do his drilling on his uh, lace holes before he hollows out the center. That can save you the blowout on the backside. It can also save you possibly breaking out the edge. Um, Steve had that problem yesterday on the second hole. Um, Makes it tough, but he was able to recover it quite well. Um, if you're turning it as thin as he did, that's an excellent idea. I've done it on some bowls before um, that were probably one was an old bowl. It wasn't old, but it was an older bowl that had been done about a half inch thick. It was a fairly large bowl, and I didn't have any trouble at all. Of course, I didn't use that large a drill bit either. It was a pretty small little drill bit I used. Makes a difference. Than something thin, small. Um, yeah, good idea to kind of plan ahead. Maybe draw out your opening there. Jennifer's Crafting Creations. Hello, Jennifer. Good to see you.
I'll have a wee look. Ooh, I can
Or
see light on the inside.
oh my,
Oh, we're getting really close. Just here.
just on one
Right.
side, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
the
that's
whole
where
way
your
around.
opening needs to be.
Yeah, and I can see light, and I can see light here. So I'm not going to go any thinner than that. Right.
Might,
It's a good job I looked to see, because it would have been a failure. Right. So I'm happy enough with that shape. So just a
ah,
wee bit round the bottom.
Pete has quote unquote evolved, at least temporarily, into using a instead of the spindle gouge to hollow with, he uses the hope hollower. Any new tools or techniques that you have adopted? I've not adopted anything recently.
Well,
I'm kind of like you, Pete. Everything I got, I use.
I
Throw everything at it.
bought the Hope's hollowing system, and I've yet to use it on anything substantial.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right, if
That's
I can get
I
a wee
don't
bit of
have a
sanding on that.
I have some hollowing tools, but no hollowing system. Last piece I did, I thought I need to think about a hollowing system. Uh, what I may do is go make some drawings and take some measurements. My dad has a hollowing system. Next time I'm down there, get some measurements and drawings off of that, and I can. Cause the originals of those elbow tools were done um, out of Lowe's hardware section. There were two or three guys that even gave you the aisle numbers so you could go to Lowe's, one of our big box lumber yards. Copper Al has joined us. Hello, Copper. Always love the way you try to slide in there, Copper. It's just come in and say hello to somebody. I
So
take that back. I've got a Lyle Jameson system.
you can
I have
see
not used
there,
it.
it's right and thin here. As it goes down the neck, you can see the daylight shining right through it here on the neck of it. So it's
I
thin.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a little bit of light coming through there. Oh, Copper's working, so he says. By the way,
I can,
Copper, I watched your walnut bowl video
yes,
earlier this morning. That was good. Good deal. And turning wet walnut is such a joy to turn, and you can bank on it, warping out of this world. Um, Turn it wet down to thin, and just let her warp. It's an amazing thing. Jennifer, the wood is ash.
yeah, piece of ice.
Don't have to ask if your dust collector's on. I see it sucking
What's
that
on?
dust right in. Your dust collector,
Yep.
extractor, Hoover, whatever you want to call it. Really? Malcolm said he had his first hollow form was wet walnut. He turned it to about 3 millimeter wall and didn't warp at all. I am amazed. Our black walnut sure would have. Blows my mind how much it warps. Turned a black walnut bowl for some very good friends of ours, or was trying to turn one. It took me 3 attempts to turn a walnut bowl for these folks because all my walnut was wood and it was warping on the lathe. I didn't even get it turned. It was warping. Finally got the third one done, gave it to them, saw it a year later, and it looked like a football. It was terrible. They loved it, but I just thought it was craziness.
So I'm going to be a wee bit different than Steve. I'm going to color this. Getting that rubber glove on. Uh, I don't want to end up black fingers again. Remembered this time. Last time I done it, it was black everywhere. So I'm just using a black gesso, and we're just going to give that.
Pete is saying that ash is great wood, wet or dry. It doesn't move very much. If you want movement there in the UK, cherry is probably your best bet. Our cherry will move here. I don't think it moves as much as yours does, Pete. Both are pretty wood, so that's for sure.
Trying to go the one way. I don't want to get the inside black. How am I going to avoid it? Just want the outside. Gesso's very good at covering the grain up,
Mm-hmm.
and it dries quick. So just make sure. We'll try and get that dried a wee bit, and then we'll give it an RV coat. I can still see some of the grain coming through, but once it's dry and you apply a second coat to it, it's more or less done. But I'm going to sand it anyway back a wee bit, so you will see the grain. But I want to try and get it all uniform. I sort of took it off there, didn't I? Yeah.
May have to get your heat gun out.
We'll have the heating on the shed, so it should dry quite quick.
Okay. All right.
You know, my heat gun's not here. It's up in my it's up in my local club's demo room.
Uh-huh.
I had to use it because our demo hall gets that cold sometimes.
Okay.
It affects the cameras, the lens of the camera.
Right. Right.
And with using the heat gun to blow warm air at the lens, it goes all cloudy sometimes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we just left it up there because the hairdryer's not powerful enough, but the heat gun at a distance, well, we've done it. I had to do it a couple of times, and it works all right as long as you don't go too close to it. Just seems to steam up in the middle for
Sure.
because of the cold. I had to do that a couple of times. Right, I'll try and get this to dry, and we'll knock it back a wee bit. Rubbing those heavy bits off there. There's a wee bit there, missed. Right. So, I haven't decided what I'm going to colour this with. I might use the Joe Sonia's, and I might not.
Speaking of Joe Sonia,
I might. I'll see what it's like when I sand this back. I might use some of the Hampshire Sheen waxes.
yeah.
I have a couple of their colours. We'll see how this comes out. And I'm not going to do the lace part. I've decided, especially when I've seen the daylight down here, because if I start cutting into that, it might just crack and end up as a disaster. Right. I'll do that. Just need that to dry a wee bit.
Roger Kent has reminded everyone, don't forget the thumbs up. Absolutely.
I'll take that glove off. Oh, good. Spotless fingers. Great.
For now.
For now. Don't touch the sponge, Paul. You know, grab it.
Yeah, right. Oh, I need to get that out of the way.
Yeah. I'm going to flick it onto the floor.
Black all over your hand.
I'll give it a wee spin here. Give it a.
Gerard, the black is gesso, black gesso paint.
Yeah, black gesso paint. I usually use the spray can paints, but this here works very good. And I'm going to dip my finger in this now.
Getting there?
Not really. Any wee bit here. And give it a Norway spin. Put that out of the way because I'm bound to put my hands in it.
I'm like you. I've been using the black spray paint. I've got a huge bottle of some black acrylic. It's not gesso, but it's very similar to gesso that I ought to be using. Get that used up.
Right, I think that will be dry enough. So I'm going to knock it back with C20 here. See what pattern we'll get through. I want the grain to come through a wee bit. So I'm just lightly sanding this. I don't want to take it all off. Just I want to see it come some sort of backing to it.
Andy suggested you could paint a zipper on it. That would work. Norman Greenwell is in. Hello, Norman. Glad to see you.
Hi, Norman. Just want to stop at. I mean, there seems to be a lot of. That's all right.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
cool.
that's what I was hoping for. But
Yeah.
it was spinning here. It seems a little bit of zebra looking
Right.
stripes.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I stopped it to have a look at it. A wee bit heavy there.
Todd's asking what time I'm going to be on Thursday. Some of you may not have heard. I cannot do my live tomorrow. Mark Beckett is going to be on tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock GMT, um, 3 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to come on Thursday at my usual time. So 3 o'clock Eastern, which is 8 o'clock GMT. Um, I've got a meeting tomorrow that I really need to go to, and I'm afraid I'd be pushing my luck to try to get home in time to do the live. So, uh, Mark graciously, in fact, he suggested to switch that he would do Tuesday tomorrow, and I'll do Thursday. So I appreciate him doing that, and instead of me not doing one at all, I really wanted to do one. I've got I think a pretty interesting piece lined up for you.
Still a wee bit.
Pete said, we seem to be missing a few thumbs up. And Andy says, Pete, is that cause of bandsaw accident? Cut thumbs? I surely hope not. Hope everybody goes in and hits that thumbs up.
Okay, put some. I'm gonna use some wax on that. Embellish some waxes and see what we get.
That black sat in that grain beautifully. That's great. That is great. Grain and soft areas.
Yeah, I'm hoping the wax will go into the black as well.
It
See what?
should. It should.
Just a couple of heavy bits there. I'm just trying to give it a wee extra rub without taking it too much off it. Right, that'll do that. So what colours have I put in my box? We have gold, we have purple, and we have bronze. I think a bronze will go well. I'm just going to.
Uh-oh. We lost him. Just that quick. All right. And you caught me. I was just going in to look, and I don't have YouTube up on the computer. I have to bring it up on my phone. I'm showing 25 in the chat and 15 thumbs. So, yeah, we could use a few more thumbs, including mine. Mine's not in there yet.
All right. Did I lose you there? No.
There you go. Yeah, you left us. We're still
I
here, though.
I want to get my a glove out of the box there, and I knocked the mouse over and it disconnected it.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're back.
You may have that silly little side button like I have. Um, if I touch that thing, it goes. Gerard says he would go with purple.
Purple,
Um,
right? Who wants purple? Many want purple.
Jennifer
Purple,
says
purple.
bronze.
Uh, if we get more than three people for purple, we'll go with purple.
And I think so far
I think
Gerard's the
everyone.
only one.
I think everyone in your own yard. Bronze, 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 bronze. Right, we'll go with the bronze. Sorry, Jared.
I'm not sure I've ever seen anybody use the bronze before. I'm sure I have, but I just don't remember it. Seen a lot of the purple being used and the electric blue. Um, not much of the green. Seen the gold a few times. I like this a lot better than the first stuff I used. Um, it's not bad. What's it called? Um, it's Deco Art Metallic Luster. It's not bad stuff. It's a water based. It's not truly a wax. It's water based. I put it on, and before I could even think about buffing it off, it had seized up harder than Dick's hat band. It was tough. So, seeing that it was water based, I got one of my paper towels and I wet it with water. And don't you know, it came off and it ended up being very nice. I was tickled pink. So, that was a lesson to be learned there. It's a real nice metallic, kind of a teal color. Um, Came out super nice. Bronze fading into purple, Todd said. That's interesting.
We'll go for a wee bit of purple as well, George. Then you
Oh,
mentioned it.
that'll make Gerard happy. He said, "You are no fun," with a bunch of laughing faces. Yeah, yeah. That looks neat.
Right, we'll throw a wee drop of purple into that to see what it does for it.
Mm, maybe
Right.
just up toward the top so that it gives you some contrast. The bronze
Right.
came out really strong and nice there at the bottom. I don't know. That's just
See, I've
that's
used
a
the
thought.
purple before, and I think it really needs to get into the grain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to do that here because the blacks are already in, but we'll give it a go. You know, we're here to try things and see if they work or not. Just give it a good coat.
Yeah, Pete said he really likes the bronze on ash. It is a nice subtle change, isn't it, Pete? I like it.
Right.
And this little hint of purple may just work right with it. It looks pretty good from here at this point.
Just turn the speed down a wee bit and we'll rub that into that a bit. Right, we'll turn the speed up and buff that up and see what it's like.
Hmm. Yeah, I changed it just a little bit.
Yeah, not much. It's more still bronze than anything. A wee bit of heavy black here. Just going to take sandpaper to it. Or maybe give it a wee light sanding again and rub a wee bit more of the bronze into that.
Mm,
It's a thing I haven't really had much practice with, the waxes.
right.
I haven't used them that often, so I don't really know what to expect from them.
And I think every piece of wood's going to be a little different too. So.
Yeah, I think it'll work out well on ice because of the open grain on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just trying to
Ash
get
or
that
oak.
heavy bit there. That's better looking. There's a wee bit of black too heavy there. Just wanted to. And we'll give it an wee coat of bronze, and that should bring it up nice. I think that more or less dried in quite well there. Second coat, laying it on heavy so it sort of dries into it a bit better. I think it's going on a bit better this time than the first coat did.
Oh, I'm sure. You got two other coats of wax on there.
Yeah, yeah, it's going more bronzy color now with the black in the background. It looks, I don't know what it looks in the camera to use, but it looks pretty good to me.
Looks good from here. I like it. I like it.
I like the black bin. It's made it stand out a wee bit.
Absolutely, yeah. Makes it very pronounced.
Yeah, so
It's a striking piece.
we'll give it a wee blow with the air gun. And then we'll give it a wee light touch with a cloth. I don't want to take it off again.
Brian Best said tiger vase. Yeah, that's what it looks like, doesn't it?
Yeah, done that. Right.
That
Happy,
black really brought the grain out. Then
happy enough with
the
that. So
bronze on top of it just yeah.
I'll mark that off.
Chris Dodd says looks good to cut into. Just saying.
So
Yeah.
take that glove off. Just want to try and catch that there with a glove on. It's not a good combination.
Very good.
All right, I'll give that bottom a wee sand.
I like it. I like it.
I think it's a wee bit different. So we
You
did
put you,
just this is my interpretation of it. I would I would like to done the cut in it, and I'd probably make an R piece and cut it. And
mm-hmm,
I think
mm-hmm.
it was too thin just here. It would left a very small uh, layer of timber there. It wouldn't look right. I don't want it jaggy. But uh, where we are, there's our piece of the day, guys.
It's nice.
My hashtag uh, VASE. Uh, so, bit of ice, coloured with black gesso and some uh, copper and purple wax. So, it
Brian at
looks.
Heartwood Turning has just joined us. Better
Hi,
late than
Brian.
never, Brian.
I thought you had fell off the face of the earth, mate.
I was wondering. In fact, I was wondering this morning. I hope you're doing well, Brian. I haven't heard from you in a
I
couple
hope you're
weeks now, I
better.
don't guess.
I hope you're getting better, Brian. You're being missed. Anyway, guys, there we are. I'll bring Doug in. Oh, where are we?
I gotta stand
There
back
we
up.
are.
Been
So
leaning back against the lathe here.
there we are. I can stand under the light a wee bit and see if that good.
It's a nice piece. It's a real
So
nice
a
piece.
nice wee piece of ice. Uh, I just put the copper wax down the inside as far as it could go. I could probably get a stick with a cloth on it and colour it right down to the bottom, but I'm happy enough with that.
Yeah, yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Put a little I don't
So
know, a seed head from some ornamental grass or uh, some kind of little flower in there. It'll look great.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
phenomenal. Yeah,
thanks everybody for coming over and taking the time to watch. And as always, be safe in your workshops, guys. You don't want the mishappens to happen because
yeah,
they're always lurking to get you. You know, there's always
absolutely. Br-
something waiting to
Brian
pounce
said
out
he's
on you.
Brian says he's just back to turning.
Good.
Just
Uh,
back.
take,
Yeah, you've had it. You've had a time of it, Brian. I'm glad to
you
hear
take it
you're
easy,
doing
mate.
a little better.
Yeah. Yeah, we've all had
Excellent.
our issues over the last month or two,
Absolutely.
me included.
Oh mercy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a Andy said, just tie a lace pattern around it.
Yeah.
You could all kinds of things you could do, but it came out very nice, very nice.
That I like that. I like that. Anyway, guys, I will say cheerio and let you get on with the rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And I'll say cheerio. And
All right,
Doug will
Mark
say
Beck,
cheerio.
Mark Beckett's on tomorrow. Wayne's on Wednesday. I'm on Thursday. So see
And
y'all in the funny papers.
all right. All the best, guys.
Bye
Bye.
bye.